Details lie with the men who were there to tell, but it is probable the men picked the jam way up until almost sunset on May 2nd, 1867, probably until 6 p.m. So the story goes, 4 of the men were picking the jam when it would have been time to break for dinner, and that was usually done by the crew before sunset, around 7 p.m.
All of the men were standing on the wing jam when it started to haul from the inside. Spencer, Moores, and Spaulding instantly started across the logs for shore, while the other 4, being inexperienced, ran toward a rock in the middle of the river.
Any river driver worth his mettle would have never done that because chances were great that the rest of the jam would swing out towards the middle of the river, carrying away the foolish, daring to make the mistake. Lucky for them, enough logs were hung up on the rocks to allow them a temporary resting place. That's when the other 3 attempted to rescue them.
The 4 men on the jam were probably happy to see Spaulding, Moores, and Spencer approaching in their boat. The boat was close on being able to board the crew from the rocks when the stern pole snapped and swung the boat broadside into the current. Before they could straighten the boat with paddles, she struck a rock, cracked open, and capsized all in an instant.
Now 3 men in a wrecked boat thrashed in the icy Penobscot. 4 men trapped in the middle of the river, which kept rising from the constant rain, were powerless to do anything but wait. They watched in horror as they witnessed 2 of their friends, Spaulding and Moores, drown outright. Spencer must have felt destined for the same fate.
It had all happened so quickly. The 4 men, who only moments before were looking forward to a warm supper and dry clothes, were suddenly atop a pile of logs, wet, cold, and hungry, with darkness fast approaching, having already witnessed a tragedy with no one knowing they were in trouble.
Moore's body was discovered about a month later at Jerry Brook, and 2 crosses were erected to mark the event. Spaulding was found the following September under a log where the old mill pond was in Medway, 16 miles away from where he drowned. This is an example of one of many logging stories where somebody lost his life and no one thinks of him except the family, setting one less place at the dinner table, or the few friends who go on to date their story by the year that person died. Of course, that isn't the end of this story.